Did you know there's one question you can ask about your e-commerce business that not only has the power to dictate your entire marketing strategy, but can also save you an awful lot of heartache along the way? Hi, I'm Dan Coleman, aka Coleman the Wizard, and I've been working in e-commerce since the 1990s. And on this channel, I'm on a mission to help you find the magic in your own e-commerce businesses. So what is this magic question? Well, it's deceptively simple. It is, you just have to ask yourself, with brutal honesty, I might add, what right do I have to expect people to spend their money with me? Simple as that. Now, you might think that this seems obvious. I'm an e-commerce business, I'm offering product for sale. Of course, I've got the right to expect people to want to buy from me. But it does go a little bit deeper than that. So why would someone actually choose you as a retailer rather than someone else? Well, there are lots of different answers, but I'm going to focus on kind of four obvious ones here, really. And because this is a good illustration of how, if you answer this question correctly, you can actually use it to inform exactly where you should be putting your marketing efforts and your marketing spend. So again, what right do I have to expect people to spend their money with me? Now, it may be that we're the cheapest and it's a product that is widely available, but you can't get it cheaper than us. It may be that that also ties into things like, it's not just cost, it's convenience. You know, can I get it for the cheapest price with the lowest delivery fees and get it delivered to my door in a time frame that's convenient for me, so I get the product guaranteed by the time I need it, right? That's one of the most straightforward kind of expectations of what right we kind of have. It could be that we, and this is one that I think a lot of you might lean towards, we have a great product. Great. So can you honestly answer why your product is so great that people would choose to purchase what you are offering over something that potentially ostensibly does the same job from another retailer? That it may be better presented, it may have a better brand equity behind it, you know. Which takes us on to the next one. We are a brand. People buy from us because they buy into the brand. So then you've got to start asking yourself, okay, what is it about our brand that makes someone feel something? Because one way of illustrating the brand value is it is that difference between what the, let's call it the technical value of something, the features value of something, and what someone is prepared to pay. This gap is kind of the valuation that the value proposition that your brand adds to that product. And then finally, it might be that, you know, we solve a particular problem in a specific and unique way. And so we'll talk about these four and how, if you can answer these properly, or if you can honestly say that the reason that you have a right to expect someone to shop with you is either we're the cheapest, we have a great product, we solve problems in a very specific way, or we are building a brand that makes someone feel something, then once you've answered that question, let's talk about how it actually informs your marketing strategy. So cheapest is very, very straightforward, right? This is just about, if you are actually the cheapest, you just need to get your website in front of as many people as possible who are looking for what you are selling. You are looking at that kind of that bottom of the funnel conversion. You're looking at getting in front of as many qualified people. So people who are already expressing an interest in what you are selling. You just want to say, hey, well, if you buy it from us, you'll save some money. And so really you are focusing on ROAS, and your marketing strategy is very much, it is ROAS driven, and it is probably focusing on bottom of the funnel. Easy. So what right do people have, do I have to expect people to shop from me? We're the cheapest. Great. My marketing strategy is very much ROAS driven. This is the sort of the power in that question and how it opens up what we should be focusing on. So next one, we have a great product. Okay, so first thing is you've got to ask yourself, is it really a great product? Why? What makes it a great product? And what is going to make people care about that? You know, we obviously care about our own products. We're passionate about them. We've spent ages like right down hyper focusing on it, hyper fixating on what we do. And we might think it's fantastic. But if the market doesn't give a shit about it, well, that's all for now. So what you then have to do, your strategy for we have a great product, is you have to explain to people why it's a great product, right? So assuming you've answered really, really authentically and with brutal honesty that we do have a great product and we expect people to care about it, you then have to tell them why they should care, right? So that means that you're going a little bit up the funnel, a bit further up. Your great product, it may or may not actually be doing something that people realize they were looking for. So it's not generally enough to just go into like the demand hyper focus on bottom of the funnel ROAS. You've got to move up the funnel. You've got to explain to people why it's a great product. You might create some I don't know, some YouTube videos. You might do partnerships with content creators, aka influencers. You might want to run kind of PMax and Advantage Plus campaigns that do kind of operate through the full funnel, but still have this conversion goal at the bottom. But it's kind of, it adds a little bit of complexity to what you do. And one of the mistakes that I see made quite often is someone does have a great product, but they put all of their effort into bottom of the funnel and focus on ROAS from the outset without actually doing that legwork to start with to tell people why they need to care about this being the best version of this product, right? Next one, and it's actually kind of related, and it's going to seem like a very similar strategy, but actually you kind of pushing your efforts even further up the funnel, and that is we solve a problem in a unique way. So what you need there is you've got to have content getting in front of people, and it's kind of wide reaching. You're looking at impressions and reach among kind of the right sort of cohort, the right demographics, and people with the right interests that are going to kind of potentially be interested in having this problem solved. And you'll produce a lot of content about, look, firstly, explain what is the problem. Yes, we get it. Why other solutions to this problem might not actually be satisfactory? Like, what are the negatives about the way this problem has been solved in the past? And then explain the differences, not just how you solve the problem, but how in solving the problem you also remove some of the inconveniences of previous solutions. So it's a lot more kind of content heavy. If you get that done, and you are going to have to kind of keep hitting and repeating, and probably you're going to keep doing different edits of these types of videos. You're probably again going to be working with content creators to help kind of support your message. But you keep kind of getting that message across, and eventually people are going to kind of come and start looking for your product in order to purchase. So there's still some bottom of the funnel play there, but you are putting far more of your effort in that kind of upper funnel and kind of the informative content than you would have done if you'd answered the question in a different way. And the final one we've got, and this is when you're truly building a brand, and what right do we have to expect someone to spend money with us? And when we're building a brand, and we're talking about kind of brand equity, right? So we are talking about the difference between the features on paper and what people are prepared to actually pay for it from you with your brand behind it. What is it about your brand that makes the kind of the technical value here, but the actual price someone is going to pay here? What is you're making them feel? So again, this is when you move even further up the funnel, or put more and more resource even further up the funnel. And if you think about go back to pre-internet days, if you're as old as I am, and you think about kind of the big sort of the event TV ads. We would have things like, I don't know, some classics of the 90s, like the Guinness ad with the Left Field soundtrack. You would have car manufacturers do this really, really well, right? You think about BMW, you don't get attracted to BMW initially because of kind of the features that it's got and the kind of the build quality and stuff like that. You first get attracted by seeing this car whooshing around these like alpine roads, and looks like the guy driving it's having a brilliant time. If that car was a Jeep, it's like, the drivers have it bouncing across, like they're off-road, they're bouncing across fields and up mountains, and they're feeling super rugged and outdoorsy, and that's kind of the feeling that you want to convey. And so this is where all of that sort of the big spend, like advertising, the big bucks, that you've got to go to high produced, you've got to go to something that really is some top tier creative that is really selling the feel of it. And then the other thing, if you're a brand, that you've got to make sure that you aren't falling into this trap. It's not just about kind of creating the kind of the brand content and building the brand there as well. what a lot of brands do is they also sell, they're not just selling direct, they're selling wholesale. And so you have to then ask the question of yourself, what right do I have for people to expect people to buy from me, rather than buy my brand from whichever other retailer is selling it. And you know, Amazon's a click away, right? Amazon is a click away. They probably have pretty keen pricing. If you're on Amazon Prime, you're probably getting this thing the next day delivered to your door for free. So if your proposition on your brand site is to only sell at the RRP, and you have inconvenient logistics, inconvenient pricing on your shipping propositions or this kind of stuff, which is a mistake that is made all the time by brands who are first going into D2C, because they don't really think about all of the stuff that really will kind of get that final conversion. It's very easy for them to spin up a Shopify site and offer some, I don't know, sign up with a courier and offer like £6 for next day delivery. But if I can get that same product 10 quid cheaper shipped to me for free on Amazon, why am I going to shop with you? You know, that's when you're removing your own right. And you've done all the work to say, right, I have this fantastic product. You've really bought into it. You really want to buy it, but you don't want to buy it from me. Okay. So you see how this question has loads of power when you answer it honestly and you apply it to your own business. And so I would challenge you now, having listened to me ramble about this for the last few minutes, is to really step back, put yourselves in the position, in the shoes of one of your customers, and look at your own business and go, you know what? From the outside looking in, what right do they have to expect my money? And if you can answer that, then you can start to do the exercise that I've just been doing, and you can figure out exactly where is the right place to put your marketing budget, where your marketing efforts should go. Now, there's one more thing about this question that's really, really powerful, and that is its ability to save you endless heartache. Now, this is going to sound brutal, but if you ask this question of your business and you can't honestly answer it, and I mean with brutal honesty, you might as well just get out, because your business likely does not have a chance. Okay, I've been Coleman the Wizard, and thank you for listening.